Hey everybody, this is the Last Robo Kai, and welcome to episode 1 of Dawn of War 2. Dawn of War 2 is a real-time strategy game by Relic, sequel to Dawn of War. It's a little different to Dawn of War, however, because the single-player mode, rather than being a straight-up real-time strategy game, is kind of like a bit of a crossbreed between real-time strategy and more of an action role-playing game like Diablo. So we'll be playing the single-player mode, and as usual, I'm joined by my battle brother from another chapter.
Hey, don't let the tag fool you, dudes. I'm a cool guy.
Yep, and we're going to be playing this co-op and on captain mode because with 2 players, Sergeant's a little too easy, and Primarch, no matter which way you slice it, would probably not be very interesting to watch because, well, the enemies in the game become a bit like gigantic bullet sponges. So we'll be kicking off into the very first part of the campaign, so we'll see you on the other side of the opening cutscene here.
Subsector Aurelia. This cluster of worlds stands on the very edge of the Imperium of Man. From this frontier came the Blood Ravens, a chapter of the Emperor's own Space Marines. Once and for all. Captain Davian Thule and a handful of Space Marines lead the raw recruits defending these worlds. Now, another Space Marine joins this desperate battle. A newly promoted commander, ready to lead in our darkest hour. You are this Space Marine. And you will tip the balance toward victory.
Absolutely no pressure.
Is that name the reference I think it is?
Yes, that is a reference to a character from Brothers of the Snake, which is a reference mostly done for the benefit of Tool Warsmith. Now to throw ourselves at the planet in a box.
Calderis. We Blood Ravens select our initiates from this world's fierce warriors.
I still think I've been on worse flights than this. I mean, at least that
Calderis
looks
is the
smooth.
cradle and the future of our chapter. Now, the orks would take it from us. This we cannot allow.
The orcs that are out in the open. Welcome, Commander. This is Captain Davian Thule, in command here on Calderis. We are battling the orcs that threaten this world.
Half-heartedly.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do with these Marines and Scouts.
You
that's
have dropped
true.
right into the combat zone. I am north of you with several squads of our initiates. We are under heavy fire and losing control of our flanks. Move north and provide support.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're starting off, and the UI pops in here. I'm playing as the Force Commander, and Cool Guy is playing as Tarkus, who is a technical Marine Sergeant, which means he's a flexible sort of guy, and will help take a lot of the heat off us in most of the combat situations in today's party.
Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to getting hit up by these choppers, though.
Yeah. Not that crash hot at melee, but that's where the Force Commander really comes into his own, because he is a great support unit if I can get him to actually focus on the squad that's attacking him. We're not in too much danger, by the way. You can't actually die. Like, when your health gets low enough, some of your squad members are supposed to drop off. As we've discovered with a few playthroughs, you can't actually die here.
Well, the weird thing about how this is set up is that with Tarkus, I have the readout on his health in particular. All of his other squad mates have individual health bars. So, you know, Tarkus can be in really bad shape, but otherwise the entire squad is fine. Also, whoops.
That's okay. First, remember, I'm completely and utterly invincible. This is mostly just to show things off. So here's the thing about each of our characters to start. They come with one accessory item and one unique ability. Now, in this particular case, the commander is packing the to victory ability, which lets him charge across the battlefield. You saw me do that earlier. He knocks guys over when he does it. And the other thing he's got is the stimulant kit, which is completely useless in this battle unless you didn't realize that you're immortal. And that is that you can press it, and I will once I finish the kill animation, and it restores everybody who's nearby, and it restores their health. If anybody's down on the ground, incapacitated, it'll pick them straight back up.
Jesus, these slugger boys are kicking my ass.
Yeah, and I'm just continually just stabbing a dude in the face. By the way, Davian Thule, I'm zooming in on Davian Thule at the moment. Thanks for the nothing, buddy. I can see you standing there with your back on the battlefield. It's an epic sequence of not actually taking part in a battle.
Forward, initiates.
And he's still giving all of the orders. What a great guy. No, I didn't even like him in Dark Crusade either.
Yep. See, that's to those who played the Dark Crusade expansion pack for Dawn of War. Davian Thule was the Force commander of that. They will go into a lot of that sort of stuff in this game, as well as the other events that occurred in the Dawn of War series. It all ties together. They're all related to one another. Even Winter Assault, which didn't feature any Blood Raiders, still has a lot of relevance to the Dawn of War series. I love those chainsaws.
Anyway, as far as what Tarkus can do, his war gear is the frag grenade, which you've seen me use a couple of times, one of which was on my allies. That was great. And then my special ability is Tactical Advance, where it lets me break suppression and reduces incoming damage, but I only move about half speed.
I need you and Sergeant Tarkus to take charge of driving the orcs back. Move up to the ruins east of here and prepare to repel the next orc wave.
Orc vehicle! Stay in cover. That truck has a heavy gun.
There's another thing that you can do in this game, is you can switch between stances. And in this particular situation, my Force Commander, although he's melee oriented, will usually run towards enemies. When parked in cover, or when if you've done what I've done and switched his stance to range, he'll just stay where he is and just shoot.
Boys! And these Umis is sparking up me truck! Back through that tunnel!
Give me that.
Yep, what just dropped there was a support item. And basically, that replenishes whatever item you got by one.
Those orcs
in my case, my grenades, which is why I'm so greedy to get them.
Move forward and seal it. Also took off quick. He's right up about
Great shot, Force Commander, breaking open that box.
Give me that.
More orcs.
Greedy gets.
And lots of cover to use on
Damn
our
right
approach.
I am.
Rush the runs! Don't get noticed,
Yeah, so one mechanic we haven't seen yet is suppression. That might come into being now because over here we've got some enemies. They've hopped into a tower. It increases their resistance to damage. If they put enough fire down on you, you might end up in a state which people who've played Company of Heroes might be familiar with, which is suppressed. I don't think it's going to happen here. None of us really got suppressed when getting shot by millions of shooters, so probably won't be a thing until next mission.
Those are slugger boys. They don't have suppression weapons. Anyway, you know, that gives them a ton of extra armor toward normal fire and normal weapons. So we could sit here forever and try to shoot them out. That's not going to work. The real solution? Put a grenade through the windows.
I love to watch them just flip out of the building.
The Greenskins are clearly using that mine as a passage, Commander. Seal that entrance by any means necessary.
Alrighty, time to use my face.
The orcs have stacked
Good work, Space Marines. The Greenskins will not be using that passage again anytime soon.
But the leader managed to escape through the tunnel before we could kill him. That was our chance to cut this invasion off at the head.
He will show himself again, Tarkus. And when he does, we will be ready. Thunderhawks are en route. Prepare for extraction.
And there we go.
Can stop the crusade of the righteous.
And that's the mission. We got our mission success screen, and here is our reward, an improved chainsaw. Now, we'll be getting a lot of items throughout this game that will drop off enemies, or you get them as rewards for completing missions. Now, usually when you play this mission, you'll get also a bolter. For some reason, this time it did not drop. So, unfortunately,
that's kind of how it's like Diablo. A lot of the loot that drops is random.
Yeah, which is really weird. Actually, this is the first time that the improved bolter has not dropped.
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, no, we're perfectly capable of killing everybody at the moment. So yeah.
Welcome aboard Strike Cruiser Armageddon, Commander. Calderis is currently facing a massive orc invasion that threatens to spill over to the entire sector. Urgent distress signals are coming from other nearby sectors, but we must concentrate our efforts here. I need you to take charge of an assault that's stalled on the surface below. Drop to the point marked on the planet map and start pushing into the orcs' flank.
And there we go. Now we're on to the meat of the campaign screen. As you can see here, we've got a little red flashing thing. That's the only mission we can go to. We're not going to be doing that this video, I'm afraid, but that's alright. I'm going to show you a few other things, though, before we go on. We've got our little event log here, which tells us everything that's happening here in our little world sphere, and gives you little hints, tips, updates. You can put them by segments of different planets. As you can see, we'll be going to a few other planets in this game, and you can sort of look at the tips. And then we've got over here, we've got the campaign rank. This is mostly just for achievements. It ranks you based on Savior, which, as you can see here, is ranked on your performance, defending things, protecting things, things like that. And your warrior score is based on how fast and how many enemies you kill, and how many missions you complete. Those go up. They can go down as well, but it's very rare that you'll go down in those sorts of things. And there will be one other little factor that will come into play with the later introduced enemy force that will also affect, I believe, Savior performance. But, you know, you've got your Initiate of Wrath as a result of the accolade. Really, it's just, like I said, it's purely achievements. And here's also where all the fun happens. I love this part of the screen. This is the screen for... Oh, look! The improved bolter's there.
Yep, that's mine.
I guess you're supposed to finish the mission with it. It just forgot to give it to us.
Don't care, it's mine.
Fuck you, got mine. That's what Tarkus says. But yeah, so as you can see here, we've got weapon slots, we've got armor slots, we've got accessory slots, and in the case of the commander, we've also got a commander item. So these are what will give us certain abilities. Will come from the equipped accessories. You can upgrade to get more accessory slots, and the playstyle largely comes from what you give them. Obviously, I've got a few other things here. Can't wear those right now. Got those as part of a THQ pre-order thing. Most people would probably have them. They put it up on their site that you just had to enter a code. You got fabulous prizes. So yeah, all we've got really that we can give the commander at the moment is the improved chainsaw. So there we go. Get to see a cool little animation of them using the weapon, then he goes back to wondering what the hell he's holding in his hands. What is that? And down below at the bottom here, you've probably noticed a whole lot of glowing icons and little bars. This is where we will be doing our customization of our Space Marines. Or rather, this is where the viewers will be doing the customization of the Space Marines, because I've decided, you know, Captain Mode's still not hard enough. I want to see what everybody decides we're going to be doing. And so we're going to be letting people decide, you know, what sort of Space Marines we're going to end up with.
God help us all.
It's divided into stamina, which really is just health and how fast your health regenerates, range damage, pretty self-explanatory. You've got strength, which is, you know, your melee, and then you've got will, which is energy and energy reduction. And, you know, they have their own little trees and level ups and everything, and all relate to the character and their specific builds, but you can do some pretty wacky stuff, like here you can unlock the ability for the Force Commander to use heavy weapons. We'll be seeing someone who uses dedicated heavy weapons next mission, but, you know, if we want to eventually build a, you know, Force Commander that behaves like Davian Fool was, only, you know, actually shooting his enemies, we can do that. And with Tarkus, we could, in fact, turn him into a close combat-oriented fellow. And, and I might as well show here as well. You know, the accessories aren't tied to a specific character. If I wanted to, I could give the Force Commander the frag, grenades, and Tarkus the health recovery kits. We're not going to do that.
Give me back my grenades, damn it.
No. Anyway, that's all for now. You can all tune in next time when we take part in retaking the hamlet on the Argus outskirts. So, I've been the Last Robo-Kai.
And I've been Cool Guy.
And you have yourselves a lovely rest of the day, and don't forget to venerate the Immortal Emperor.